Hey, hello everybody. Just making sure I'm actually live, which I think I am. So awesome. Hey, hello everybody. All right. So yeah, welcome. What I'm going to be doing here today is dropping into the energies of the new moon, which is tomorrow. And because this is such a pivotal new moon, on so many levels. And what I want to do together um, is it feels really important. My guides are asking me to hold space for us to um, prepare basically for these energies. So a lot of you have signed up for the event that I'm holding tomorrow on the day of the new moon called this New Earth is Here live and recorded event where I'm going to be channeling for us to be activated as the beings of New Earth that we are. So whether or not you have signed up for that or want to sign up for that is great. But my guides are basically saying, um, asking me to, yeah, hold space for us to prepare the energetics, especially if you feel called to be really, consciously present in the energies of the new moon tomorrow, whether you do it with me or do it in some other way or just on your own or whatever it is. It feels like it's asking for an extra layer of consciousness. So this being with you like this right now is me hopefully helping us to really be present even ahead of the new moon. Um, so yes, if you're here live, I would love for you to say hello and tell me where you're joining. Tell us all where you're joining in from. Um, and I'll be checking the chat and back and forth. So feel free to ask questions, feel free to interact, comment, etc. And yeah, so today what I'm going to be doing is I want to look at the actual chart. I want to look at stellarium, so kind of how things are falling in the sky, and then I'm also going to show you the configuration on something called solar system scope, where you can see more of the three-dimensional configuration of what's actually going on in our solar system, because it's a really powerful set of energies happening. I mean, really extra, extra, extra powerful, as we know. And I just want to kind of go layer by layer to help us, to help us each feel these energies exactly as they are for you, which is going to be different for every single one of us. Okay. Um, and wow, a lot of you here. So many of you here. I'm just seeing you now. Amazing. Thank you for joining in. Just yeah, you're from Kentucky. You're having a fire and honoring the moon. Beautiful, Adrian. Um, and from London, St. Pete, Florida, Maryland, Oregon, Norfolk, Virginia, Black Mountain, North Carolina. I didn't know that's where you are, Margot. That's awesome. I'm sure you've told me, but anyway, Canada, Kirkland, you're part of Ann Tucker's tribe. Wonderful. Um, Johannesburg. Yeah, my dad used to live in Pretoria. And the solar system scope, I don't know if that's Stefan Burns' program, but it's an awesome one, and there's a free version. I have the version that costs $10. So I mean it's very, very, very inexpensive. Um Wonderful. More people from Anne's world, yay. Berlin, Palm Bay, Florida, Seattle. Awesome. This is so good. Okay. So I'll come back to the chat in a second. So what I want to start with is, yeah, is I will show you the chart, then I'll show you the stellarium, then I'll show you solar system scope, because this is again, I feel like helps us go layer by layer, really feeling it in our bodies, and again, preparing energetically for this amazing, amazing new moon. Okay, so first of all, the chart. Okay, here is the chart of tomorrow. I'm gonna come actually to the chart of right now first. So we can feel as we're building toward the new moon. Here's the moon right this second. It's at 13 degrees, 53 minutes of Sagittarius. So actually right now today, as we're doing this live, the moon is right where the sun was at the time of the full moon on December 4th. And lots of you participated in the live event that I was holding on December 5th with the Kelly Kolodny and the David Clements and John Ryan and Julia Blaz. So that was a really pivotal, amazing full moon. And now the moon is back where the sun was at that time, conjunct the Great Attractor, which is interesting. So the moon is passing through that same part of the sky that the sun already moved through. And the moon is now heading toward Venus and the sun and Mars. Okay. And the moon will be, now if we go to the chart of the actual new moon, here it is where the moon and the sun are lined up at 28 degrees 24 minutes of Sagittarius. So that's with the galactic center. So that's the part of the sky where we, from our point of view, the backdrop of the sun and the moon is going to be the center of our galaxy. The sun is already there, basically, and also Venus and Mars are in that same part of the sky behind the sun, which I'll show you more clearly in a second with the solar system scope. Okay. Yeah, but we get the idea. There's all these personal planets, all these the inner part of the solar system really all lined up with the galactic center. And the sun, moon, Venus, and Mars are all squaring also, Neptune and Saturn. And go to I did a full a new moon video already, which a lot of you probably already seen, but if you want to hear me really kind of go more into the astrology of all of this, you could go and hear that. And I also channeled a message in there regarding the new moon. But here I want to help us feel it layer by layer. Okay. So then now let's go to Stellarium. And Stellarium is a free website. It is stellarium-web.org. And you can go and look at anything you want, any date really, including the moment you're born, which is a really beautiful, powerful experience in all kinds of ways. Okay, so here is now Stellarium. And you can see this is the moment of right now. So here is, again, the moon. Hang on, let me triple check. Here's the moon. Wow, wait, 1 second. Moon. Yeah, here's the moon making its way toward the sun. So the moon is actually a bit south of the ecliptic, and it's here with the Scorpion constellation underneath Ophiuchus. And we'll zoom out a little. You can see here's Ophiuchus. And here is the Great Rift of the Milky Way right here. So the Great Rift of the Milky Way is where the Sagittarius arrow points into, and the Ophiuchus constellation also is very much tied in there. And then the Scorpius constellation hooks right into the center of that Great Rift of the Milky Way as well. And the sun is now basically sitting right in that part of the sky where the center of our galaxy is from our point of view. And you can see the moon coming along tomorrow will be lined up with the sun. And you can see Venus here and Mars also lined up with the sun. In this part of the sky that has so many layers to it, but among other things is very, very, very much, definitely related to our connection to source. I mean, I know you guys say what comes alive for you when you're feeling this, or when you think about this part of the sky, that so many beautiful, there's infinite energies that are are here and that are anywhere, right? So it's like I hesitate a little to put labels on it. Also, I'll say a little more about what I feel there, but I would love in the chat for you to say what is there and alive for you. So some of the things I feel with this part of the sky are the meeting of the underworld with yeah, our soul, the dance of our souls, that we have this connection to the underworld that's medicinal and that's often necessary. And there's a lot of mystery in that underworld journey. Um, and sometimes the scary quality to it, but ultimately on a highest level is really about us coming back to source and the fact that we are source and our true power. Um, and also just, yeah, this medicine quality. Ophiuchus is Asclepius. He is the father of medicine. He's also the serpent bearer, so he's holding the serpent. And yeah, there's so much there. There's a lot of themes in this part of the sky about the poison being the medicine when it's used in the right way and at the right time. And the thing that we think is scary, like a scorpion or a snake, can actually be sacred or medicinal and or really healing. So there's so much there. Okay, I'm gonna come out of this so I can go check the chat for a second, and then I will show you solar system scope. Um, awesome. Tennessee, Johnny in Northern California, hello. Washington State, Spain, so many things. Yay, beautiful. I love all this. Um, wonderful. Welcome, everybody. And yes, sending love and protection prayers for everyone in Washington and others dealing with the floods. Yes, I second that. I'm sure we all do. Definitely. Sacramento, Vancouver. Yay. Wonderful. Okay. Yes, and then Three Eye Atlas. So now let me also bring in Three Eye Atlas as I bring up this other image. Okay. So what I really think also is important and helpful in terms of dropping into what's actually going on in the cosmos is to look from this perspective too. So let me bring that up. Australia, awesome, welcome, good morning. um, yeah, okay. Okay, so all right, here is this sort of more 3D-ish version. Like we're looking down from above, we're looking at this inner part of our solar system. So this is the moment of right now. And so you can see here's the Earth. Here's this tiny little thing. I don't know if it's easy for you to see, but this is the moon. This tiny little dot right here moving around the Earth, right? So by tomorrow, the moon will have moved around the Earth enough so that it's lined up exactly between the Earth and the sun. That is what a new moon is. So we can't visually we can't see the moon because basically it's blocked out by the sun's rays being so bright. And what we can see also is Venus and Mars are both in their time, quote unquote, behind the sun from our perspective. So they're both heading toward their superior conjunction with the sun. This is a different topic, but amazing. They are both going to be essentially conjunct the sun at the same time in the first week of January. They're going to meet up. Mars and Venus will meet up at 16 degrees Capricorn, I believe it is, on January 7th. And I'm going to be having a conversation on December 31st with Kaylin Castell. We're gonna dive into all kinds of things having to do with Sirius and we're gonna touch on this Mars-Venus conjunction, hopefully because it's gonna be opposite Sirius. There's so much happening with Sirius coming up in the beginning of 2026 and actually all the way into March of 2026. So the Venus and Mars are both now behind the sun and moving toward meeting up at that point opposite Sirius on January 7th. Okay, so here's where I want to bring in Three Eye Atlas. Because as we know, Three Eye Atlas also tomorrow, so basically already today, but really tomorrow, is making its closest pass to the Earth. And if you haven't heard the Soul Wisdom Circle gathering that I had this past Monday, with Heather Ensworth, Melanie Reinhardt, Julia, all the group of women, highly recommend it if you're interested in hearing Heather's perspective on Three Eye Atlas. And of course, she has her own YouTube channel and lots of amazing information there, which you can access either and or, either or, and all of the above. But I loved hearing her perspective on Three Eye Atlas. So I'm going to touch on that really briefly, and I'm just coming to the live on the chat so I can see. Okay, beautiful. So this is where I want to begin dropping into all of this with you. This is so powerful. Okay. So as Heather pointed out, and I had, as I said in that video, I knew this in my mind, but I hadn't put it all together. And so I really want to be present in my body and support us all to be present in our bodies with the reality of this. This is so amazing. So Three Eye Atlas, as we know, first as it was entering our solar system, it made its closest flyby of Mars. Then it made its closest flyby of Venus. And now it's making its closest flyby of Earth. Okay, so that can mean so many different things. And I really, again, almost hesitate to use words about it because I don't want to uh, don't want to limit your own personal truth. So I would love again for you to share in the chat and or in the free living the one light community what comes alive for you, because we all hold truths around this, and I will share some of what comes alive for me here, but it is not the truth. It is just what I'm personally feeling in this minute. Okay, so one way to look at that is I experienced when I channeled a video here on the YouTube channel 2 or 3 months ago regarding not only Three Eye Atlas, but all these beings that are kind of entering our solar system, and yeah, all the different comments, and then Three Eye Atlas as well. What really came alive for me toward the end was, of course, like it's lots and lots of people have been saying Three Eye Atlas as a presence of love. So if I feel into Three Eye Atlas as like an igniter, an ignition being of light and love, which again is just one of infinite possibilities, then I imagine Three Eye Atlas making its closest pass to Mars, which I often associate with the divine masculine. But again, that's not the only way to think of Mars. It's like, for me, the divine masculine getting ignited by divine light, divine love. Then Three Eye Atlas makes its closest pass to Venus. So we can think of Venus again. Venus has infinite possible ways to be um to manifest, but I often think of Venus as being related to the divine feminine. Okay, so first the divine masculine is getting activated by light and love, then the divine feminine, and now we come, Three Eye Atlas is coming to Earth, to us, and also, of course, as Three Eye Atlas or anything comes close to Earth, it's also close to the moon because the moon is part of the Earth system. So, and as the Earth is now getting activated by this divine light and divine love, well, guess what is also happening? Venus and Mars are making their way to be lined up with each other behind the sun from our perspective. Yeah, and tomorrow the moon will line right up between the Earth and the sun, creating like what we could imagine as a direct line, like an activating point between the Earth and the moon and the sun, and Venus and Mars getting ready to line up directly as well with each other, with the sun, and with Earth on January 7th. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna look at your chat and then I'm going to I'm feeling called to just drop into this a little bit and really hold space for us to feel this. I don't know if it'll be channeling exactly, but that is what I will do in 1 second. Let me see what you guys are saying. Has the color of Three Eye Atlas changed recently? The most recent thing I heard was that it was turning gold, which I find amazing. If anybody knows that it's done something since then, let us all know. That's the latest I heard. That's like, wow, so incredible. Um, you learned today that the snake is a symbol of the sacred feminine. Absolutely, definitely. Uh, yes, beautiful. Yeah, and I highly recommend, among other things, the book by Dawn Bowman Brunke, who was also is part of the Soul Wisdom Circle that I hold. She has written a lot of books, including one called Shadow Animals, another one um, specifically on snakes, and both talk a lot about the historical associations with these animals that we often demonize. And yes, absolutely, most of them have very, very strong historical connections with the divine feminine. So, of course, as we know, then, yeah, as we come back into right relationship with these animals, we're actually also coming back into right relationship with the sacred feminine. Definitely. Big, big, big thing. Yes. And Margot, you're saying, is the rift the same thing as the galactic center that Julia Blast? Yes, that's exactly what Julia Blast talks about. Yes, exactly. So the galactic center is the center of our galaxy from the point of view of Earth. Um, well, I mean, not even from, it just is. From the point of view of anything. So that's where it is. That's what that is. Yes. Um, hello, Long Beach, California, Western Massachusetts. And yeah, the conjunction of Mars Venus feels, yeah, really big to me too. Absolutely. France. Um, yes. Yes, and Keone has an amazing talk with Heather about Three Atlas's trajectory and what its Jupiter trajectory means for Earth. Yeah, I haven't heard it, but I'm sure it's amazing because they're both amazing. Awesome. Great. Um, Beautiful. John, you're saying um providing energy of love and is a start of 5G energy emerging and merging of feminine and masculine energy. Yeah, I mean, right. I feel like that's one of the possibilities here is this really deep healing of our feminine and masculine energies. Yes. And I loved the conversation between Julia Balaz and Keone, where and I think Keone was also talking about this with Heather, with his concept of the the coin turning. Um, and I don't want to try to repeat him because I could get it wrong, but basically, yeah. Anyway, go hear him. I love his perspective on the divine feminine masculine reintegration and healing. Yeah, I absolutely feel that possible here. Um, Wonderful. Okay, yeah, and I am not an expert at all on the Three Eye Atlas configuration of things, so I would go to Stefan Burns probably to see that, or if anybody knows of other good resources on more of the astronomy, that would be awesome. Um, okay. And yikes, you were bitten by a copperhead in the fall equinox of 2024. Wow. That feels like a big initiation. Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you want to share more about that, feel free. Yikes. Great. And is Three Eye Atlas somehow linked to the blue beings? I don't know. I think again, infinite possible truths with that. Wonderful. Jonavi, you're saying Don Bowman Brunke, shadow animals, how animals we fear can help us heal. Exactly. Heal, transform, and awaken. Yes. Really, 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 really beautifully written book. I mean, she is. she has good information, but also her way of writing is so beautifully done and such high quality. I highly recommend all of her books for sure. Yeah, wonderful. Okay. Um, yeah, Mother Earth, let us hear her blessing from Thierry Atlas. All right, so yeah, let's I'm gonna drop in and um help us really feel this again as we're preparing for the new moon, right? So yeah, I'm again, it's like 300 of you have signed up to be there tomorrow with me on the day of the new moon. And if you want to join, absolutely, you're welcome. Um, I will put the link to sign up in the chat. You can join just on my website, livingtheonelight.com. But here is the link if you want to join. And but this is relevant whether or not you join. So you don't have to join, but if you want to join, I would love to have you there. Okay. Um, great. So yeah, let's drop in and see what comes alive for each of us. So again, no one truth. It's just there's so much medicine, I think, available in this beautiful, beautiful time. Um, and yeah, I do feel like there's some channeling wanting to come through. So I'm going to pull up my channeling music. All right. And please continue to share in the chat anything that's coming alive for you, um, or in the free Living the One Light community. If you're not part of that yet, go to livingtheonelight.com and join. There's over 10,000 people in there now. It's amazing and so much beautiful, beautiful sharing going on and supporting of each other. And so good. Loving it. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. Hello and welcome, everybody. So, yes, I am coming through as an energy of what you could call Three-Eye Atlas, or you could experience in infinite other ways. And Martha has actually been very hesitant to quote unquote channel me to not limit your own journey and your own experience of the energetic of me or whatever is alive for you in general. But now I am close. I'm getting just about as close as I'm going to be getting to you physically. So I am very present, very alive, and very much a visitor today, tomorrow, and even beyond. And I'm here physically and even visible to you as being of Earth in this time and in the few months moving forward as well. And on the one level, there is no time and there is no space. And then on another level, there is a very powerful purpose to the activation that's available as I make my way through your solar system, activating you personally, Gaia herself, and the beings of the solar system in general. And actually, I'm being activated at the same time. You're activating me. It's not a one-way street. It's an activating of existence itself. So I would love to offer this opportunity, an opportunity right now in this time before the new moon tomorrow that will help, hopefully, for your own energy system to calibrate, to settle, and to get ready, be ready for whatever is needed and alive for you. And Martha often uses this analogy of, in the Mary Poppins movie, that when Mary Poppins pours out the medicine for Jane and Michael, one of them receives one flavor and the other one receives a different flavor. It's such a perfect analogy on many levels, because that's really how life on its highest level works, is that there's no one set truth to almost anything. In the time-space continuum, there are infinite needs and therefore infinite medicines. And that's actually perhaps one way you could think of this part of the sky where the moon and sun and Venus and Mars are lining up with the Ophiuchus, Scorpius, Sagittarius area of things, is very much about what might be considered poison actually being medicine, and medicine being what you might not think, and not necessarily a linear answer, and also a quantum reality to what medicine is. So I would love to offer for you to take a long, slow, deep breath. Get very present in your own body. Feel how deeply you are a being of Gaia, a being of Earth. And I invite you to feel the light of the heart of Gaia in the center of her being, and the song of Gaia. That one of the roles she is playing in this time of great remembering, and the transition from the time of great forgetting and then into the time of great remembering, is she is sounding the clarion call. She is sounding the call to come back home. And coming back home means not only necessarily coming toward Earth, but coming back home to the remembering, the turning back inward, like Ann Tucker talks about the time of great forgetting being kind of the most extreme of the outward motion. One way to put that, as she puts it, is maybe going to the one extreme of the masculine, and now we're in the transition, moving back, remembering the divine feminine, to come to the balance of the motion going outward and now coming back inward. And part of Gaia's role is being a call to come back in, come back home. We've gone out for various important reasons, and now the call is to come back in, like a wave that crashes on shore and then pulls back into the ocean. Both are necessary and important. One isn't bad or good or better or worse, but both are needed. So I invite you to feel that your body is Gaia, and that your body is part of this clarion call throughout all of existence for everything to come back to the one, come back to the remembering time. The time of great forgetting is over. And also, like Martha was saying, there, of course, are infinite ways you could be experiencing this time. There are infinite ways you could be experiencing me. You may or may not even feel called to be present with the being of me. And I'm going to just be present with one option, one version of reality that may or may not be the medicine you're needing right this second. But if it happens to be, or it touches on something you need, then great. And if not, that's great too. So taking a long, slow, deep breath. I invite you to imagine back a couple of months to the time when I made my closest pass to Mars. And I'm about to say many words that might have intellectual meaning to you, and they might not. And either way, it doesn't matter. The point is to just, the real goal here is to let your energy body be activated or to receive whatever it's needing. So you can either follow these words intellectually or not. If you're going to default, I would actually default to just letting go into the feelings of it. So again, taking another long, slow, deep breath. I invite you to imagine and feel that time a couple of months ago when I made this closest pass to Mars. And in doing so, part of this was that the reality of me as a being of light, a being of plasma, a being of infinite love, of all of time and all of space, ancientness itself. I came as a friend to support this solar system and the beings of Earth, including you, to literally receive the medicine of and an activation to support this transition of the time of great remembering. So I invite you to feel, again, no one truth in this, no right or wrong way. Feel what comes alive for you as you feel me pass by Mars as I was entering the solar system and actually even the plane of the ecliptic. So Mars is the first planet in the solar system that's within the asteroid belt. And its orbit is just outside the orbit of Earth. So Mars often associated with the divine masculine, but you could be feeling Mars in infinite other ways. So I invite you to just feel that. I came and passed by this being, Mars, with its two moons, Phobos and Deimos. And you can imagine, some of you have described this as me sprinkling fairy dust, or maybe you feel it as me igniting the being of Mars with just a remembering of love, and helping Mars itself to reignite in the being of love that it is. So I invite us all to just take a deep breath and feel the medicine of that moment. What does it feel like even to be Mars, being acknowledged and seen as a being of light and love itself? And Mars often has been demonized and feared by humans, but it is a being of light and love, just like literally absolutely everything else is in existence. So, what happened for Mars itself as I came as a friend of remembering, and a friend that essentially is seeing every being, including you, from the point of view of love itself and the origin of life itself. Perhaps in the time of great forgetting, Mars, just like everything else, has played a certain role for existence, or for humans, or for the earth, or for itself. And perhaps one of the opportunities now, as I'm making that pass, is that it's like maybe a reset button, that as Mars is acknowledged as a being of light and love, it can reset itself. It can choose. It can come back to its own essence. And so we are Mars. Everything is everything else. So there's actually no separation, no sense of Mars being out there and different from anything else. So I invite you to even feel that recognition and acknowledgement in you. And this might be something you want to come back to in the future as well. And then I invite you, when and if you feel ready, to then bring yourself to a few weeks later when I made my closest pass to Venus. And I invite you to feel and imagine and be present with the medicine of this moment, available to you, available to the being of Venus, available to me, available to the all that is. So taking another long, slow, deep breath. What's coming alive for you here? So I had just made my closest pass with Mars, and then I came to make my closest pass with Venus. So Venus, the being whose orbit is on the other side of the Earth, often associated with the divine feminine, often associated with beauty and harmony and grace, yet also is a being of power, is the hottest planet in the solar system, has the thickest atmosphere, and has many volcanoes active and powerful storms happening all the time. Very alive and dynamic being. And yet has often been relegated to only sort of a peaceful beauty, which also is perhaps true, but maybe isn't the whole truth. And so you can imagine and feel that as I pass by as a visitor, as a bringer of love, and as a seer of divine truth, imagine the being of me coming to meet up with the being of Venus and seeing Venus as the truth of the being of ultimate love and light that Venus is. That maybe she or it gets a moment of to be able to reset as well. And I invite you to be with that as long as you want and as long as you need as well. And then taking another long, slow, deep breath, I invite you to feel and imagine that these two beings now, Mars and Venus, are heading toward the time on January 7th when they will line up from the perspective of Earth right behind the sun. So at that time, Venus and Mars will line up exactly with the sun relative to the Earth. So the lineup will be Earth, Sun, Venus, Mars in an exact line. So that's coming. But in the meantime, the next day, the moon of Earth is now making its way around the Earth to line up between Gaia and the sun, the star, you call it the sun or soul, at the exact same time that now I am coming. I am virtually already here, but I'm coming now to witness and be present with you. So at the time of the new moon tomorrow, whether you're with Martha or you're in another group or you're on your own, whatever it is, I invite you to, in your own way, take another long, slow, deep breath and feel what it is to be witnessed, to be seen as the pure being of love and light that is precisely, exactly you. I invite you to just even begin feeling that right now because I'm pretty much already here. Tomorrow there'll be this more of an exact alignment. And so very likely the opportunity for a even more powerful activation, which is part of what Martha is going to be holding space for, but you can experience it again in whatever way calls to you. But I'm here partly to help you be seen and therefore activated as exactly, precisely the being of light, the being of powerful infinite love, and the being of earth, Gaia, if you want to call it new earth, the being of you who is actually truly you. So you can get, in a sense, that reset moment too. I am so, so, so honored and excited to be here, to be able to witness you, precisely, exactly you, every single one of you, and Gaia herself, every being of this planet Earth, this beautiful being, Earth, the being of love that is you, the being of love that is Earth herself, and so much more. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the honor of being present with you here today, even more closely tomorrow, and really forever. And so it is. Amen. Okay. Awesome. I'm going to come back to the chat for a minute. Seth, you're saying Stefan Burns mentions thinking that the change in color may be due to the unloading of elements it has been carrying into our solar system, presence and presence, three-eye Santa. Ah, yes, and I love all of that. Yeah, you were sharing some about that in one of the classes, I think, yesterday. So if you want to share any more, please go for it, because like you were saying some really amazing things. Um, David Clements. Oh, the Blue Avians have been coming forward. Wonderful. David Clements' team says to wait and see what Three Eye Atlas brings to us. They didn't want to ruin the surprise, but let us experience it without expectations. Great. Perfect. All of it is perfect. Um, Truth is in stillness. Wonderful, April. Great that you will be there. And then you were fearful of coyotes for years until you were in a nature trail and came eye to eye with a coyote. He or she looked you in the eye and you could feel the surprise as much as your own. Yeah, I've had really powerful experience with coyote too. Yeah, definitely. Um, Sound will become a new medicine. Definitely. Yeah, so much there. So much there. Wonderful. Uh, Great. Okay. Um, Wonderful. Yes. If you're just joining us, definitely go back and hear the whole thing if you want. Um, Beautiful. Yes. You're saying that such a profound channel for you. The many people have felt invisible at some point in their life. So to be seen fully is awesome. Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, we can, I think, probably all relate to that, that either we have felt invisible or misunderstood, or maybe even what I was really feeling in that channeling was even the sense of certain ways we even see ourselves getting unlocked in that, right? That when I experience this sense of three-eye atlas, or the presence of love and true love and light igniting me, I feel in me all this stuff shaking out. Um, and a sense of freedom in my body and my being, that I can be precisely exactly what's right in this exact minute, moment by moment. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling, like the human Martha me. Yeah, super, super powerful and important. Wonderful. Thank you for these beautiful notes. And Margot, you're saying, I loved this with Three Eye Atlas when I experienced this being in your channeling class during light language. It was pure, powerful love on a mission. Amazing. Yay. I love it. Thank you, everybody. Um, Okay. Yes. So yeah, again, lots of you have already signed up for tomorrow. You, like, obviously don't have to be there to completely have an amazing experience tomorrow, in your own way. And if you want to join, obviously feel free to join. I would love to have you there. If you, whether or not you join tomorrow, the gathering, I would love, love, love for you to share with us what comes alive for you tomorrow. What is this new moon day, this Three-Eye Atlas visit day like for you? So again, the free Living the One Light community is at livingthewhite1light.com. Obviously, it's free to join, and I will post a space for us all to be sharing what our experiences are like tomorrow. Somebody's asking here how to join tomorrow. Here is the link again. And I will also send out an email with the link. So it's going to be live and recorded tomorrow. The live meeting or gathering will be 10 a.m. Pacific to 11:30 a.m. Pacific. Basically, I'm going to channel for the whole time, probably. I'm just going to go, like, give it over to whatever is wanting to come through. So the channeling will probably be similar-ish to, a continuation of today, I'm guessing, although I never really know what's going to come through when I channel. But that would be my guess, is that it'll be kind of a continuation from this today, but even more deep and powerful. I feel like there's something really, really, really powerful wanting to come through to ignite tomorrow. Yeah, and so I'm just gonna let the spirit world take over, and probably I will channel for certainly at least an hour. If there's a little time at the end, we might have time to share. And then for any of you who want to join the whole 3-month series, or the 3-month journey that I'm hosting starting actually on January 7th, which happens to, I didn't plan it this way, but it happens to be starting on the day of that Venus-Mars conjunction, which is so fascinating to me. I just realized this not that long ago, and I went, what? And now I'm even after having experienced this just now, I'm going, oh my goodness, the divine choreography of that is insane. Because my guides told me what day to start that. So lots of you have actually already joined that 3-month journey, but that's available. And if you're joining the 3-month journey, tomorrow's gathering just comes as a gift. You don't have to buy both. And the one tomorrow has a sliding scale. They all have sliding scale options, but the one tomorrow starts at $25. So I try to make it as accessible as possible. Um, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Susanna. Thank you, everybody. Yay. And I will send out, yeah, I'll send out all the links. Everything will be live and recorded. And and the recordings will be available indefinitely. Uh, yeah. But again, even if you just do this on your own, please come and share in either here or in the free community. What is tomorrow like for you? What was this like for you? What is tomorrow like for you? All of the above. Um, I would love, love, love to hear. Okay, this was so much fun. I want to do more of these lives with you. I loved that. I love being here with you live. So, yeah, more to come. Lots more to come. Beautiful. Thank you each so much for being part of this community, just existing. We're literally here to quote unquote be new Earth. We are here to be the beings of Earth and to remember who we are, and then to hold space for and cheer each other on as we're all waking back up, right? Like we have the ability to do what's just coming through from Three Eye Atlas, to witness and see each other from the point of view of I am light, you are light, I am love, you are love, and it's like the kind of the stereotype of the phrase namaste, which, yeah, anyway, we could get in an argument for what it precisely means, but that idea. I recognize you as the divine, as I recognize myself as the divine. I mean, that's kind of it. That's a huge role we play for each other. And I witnessed that happening so much in this community and in other communities and in the free community, the Living the One Light community. And I don't know that there's that much there are acts that could be much more powerful than that for the planet and for each other. And so I just really love witnessing that happening here. I really appreciate it, truly. Um, yeah. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And see you all again very soon. Oh, and yes, and if you also haven't seen it, so I'm holding this gathering tomorrow. We're going to be channeling, very, very powerful channeling for an hour, hour and a half, etc., helping us to ignite at the time of this new moon. The other thing I'm doing is on Sunday, I'm also holding a free gathering that's part of the free global worldwide meditation day. So that's a very different type of gathering, but that one is free. And there will be other members of this community singing and playing music and helping us all hold ourselves, coming into the reality that we are pockets of love and that we are holding the whole globe, everything in a big pocket of love. And so it just follows so perfectly, actually, from this, from what we just did today. And I'm guessing what's going to come through tomorrow as well. And yeah, it's just like all divinely so lined up. So if you haven't signed up for the free gathering on Sunday, I would love, love, love to have you there as well. I will send out all the links to all the things. If you're not on my email list, you can sign up again at livingtheonelight.com. I'll put links here on YouTube too. I will put links in the show notes once I'm done here being live with you. Um, yeah, so join into anything and everything that calls to you and share with us what everything is like for you. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you all very soon.